Hello everyone, welcome to Hey York, our international student podcast. In this episode, we'll be talking about careers, from what we're doing now to start our prep to our overall career goals after graduation. I'm Sydney, a master's student studying music management and marketing from the US, and I'm your host for the series. Sat with me are Mohammed and Ellen. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Ellen. I am from Armenia and I'm doing law.
Hi, I'm Mohammed Wansi and I'm doing a master's in business analytics. And I'm originally from India, but I've been born and raised in the UAE.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in today. So, Ellen, Mohammed, did you have a career path in mind before you started applying for university, or is this something you only started thinking about once you got here?
I think I was quite certain that I wanted to do law before coming to the university, but I wasn't quite sure which path because for law there are two main paths, so the solicitor route and the barrister route. But when I came into York and I started researching about the career paths, went to some career events as well, that kind of gave me a good knowledge about the differences between those two. And then I chose that the solicitor route was the right path for me.
Well, I've had a bit of a roller coaster because I started my undergrad as a physics major because my whole plan was to be an astrophysicist. But my supervisor, my mentor at that time, who was also my professor of astrophysics, was just like, well, are you ready to dedicate like 20 years of your life into physics? I'm like, well, not ideally, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, yeah, it's that. And then you also go into teaching probably. And I'm like, I definitely don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, try to see what you're actually really interested in that's feasible for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked into data science and computing because that's been my passion since I was a kid as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let me try. So I swapped my majors around. And then I kind of set down that path of going to data.
Mm-hmm. And what year in your undergrad did you switch your major to?
So I was lucky. I switched right after my first year because I did the American system from undergrad. So I did it right after freshman 2. That's when I changed my major. I failed in like 2 subjects that held me back from being sophomore. Mm-hmm. So I got lucky there. So I changed then.
Wonderful. Ellen, am I right in thinking you've done an internship?
Yes, that's right.
And can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, so I did my internship. It was a 1-month-long internship at Grant Thornton. So it was a business consulting internship, but also had the legal element to it, which is really important for my future career. I did it over summer, actually, this summer, 2025. And it really helped me to understand what kind of industry I'm planning to go into. And it confirmed my interest into going into commercial law, which has the business aspect to it.
And did you know you wanted to do an internship in your degree before coming to York?
Yes, I think because I wanted to do an internship because I knew that would give me a good opportunity to practice what I learned and the skills that I've gained during my degree into practice and confirm whether I want to go into law or another area.
Nice. And Mohammed, you've done an internship as well, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience?
So I did my internship with Etisalat, which is a huge telecommunication company in the Middle East and Africa and Asia. And I went there as an AI and data intern. It was about 3 months long as well. And yeah, it gave you quite a in-depth view of how companies like Etisalat handle data. Mm-hmm. I joined specifically when the Microsoft had that huge outage, but the entire world was basically like on handicap. So I was in the middle of listening to my supervisor just going, talking about how they need to build server farms now locally so they can handle it rather than rely on Microsoft and all. So it was quite fun. It was quite in-depth for, I guess, internship.
And did you do it before starting at York?
I did. It was it was mandatory for me to do an internship before I graduated my undergrad.
Very nice. Now you're here at York and settled in. Hopefully you've had the chance to make use of the career support that we have here at uni. What has been the best careers event or careers guidance you've received here at York, and why was it so good?
So law has a dedicated careers team as well, so I made a lot of use from them. I think the best event that I attended was the York Law Fair, which kind of gave me the opportunity to network with different associates, paralegals, partners, lawyers, and kind of get insight into the firms that I want to apply to in the future, and get information which you can just not read from their websites. It also gave me a really good standing point to kind of include those conversations in my applications as well, show my genuine interest. And yeah, I would say that is the best event.
Nice. Mohammed, what about you?
For me, so far, it's been my course leader. He's been quite, I guess, adamant on also applying for internships from day one. He just first things he told us is start applying already, and he gives us quite good insights on where to apply, how to apply. Because even though my degree just says business analyst, he's like, you can apply to a myriad of options like data analyst, risk analyst, data science. He's like, apply to as many as you can. And he told us on what to look for, what certifications to get. So I think that's been the most helpful so far.
Are there any specific job sites that he encourages students to look for jobs at?
He said LinkedIn, but he's also Handshake's quite good as well. So he's like, just ride on those two for now.
And can you tell me a bit more about Handshake?
So I got an email about registering to Handshake by the university, which is it's basically like the university's career platform for undergrad and grad students, and you can use it to find jobs or speak to the careers and placements team, and you can connect with employers themselves or employees personally as well, and the other students who are working. It's sort of like social media version of a career platform, if that makes sense.
Very nice. And have either of you done any of the CV workshops or mock interviews?
No, not yet, because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but my CV is quite decent, to be fair. It fits the ATAS and everything. So I personally didn't need to do as much, other than the fact that, he's been, again, a course lead, because our group's quite small, actually. So he can just like tell us during the skills workshops if we need to change anything, like on one-on-one basis. But yeah.
Very nice.
I've had 2 appointments with CV like check people, which is the careers team. And at first my CV was like 6 pages long, and I was like, this cannot be acceptable. And so I decided to book an appointment with them, and they helped me edit it and shorten it. And then I had a second appointment to kind of review what I've already edited, and I got some really useful feedback from them.
Wonderful. And when did you start thinking about applying to internships?
I think for me, I started thinking about it during my second year of undergraduate. I'm currently in my 3rd year. So starting from second year, I started researching about many firms, what area I kind of want to go into. And then end of second year, I started applying to different summer internships, and then ongoing 3rd year as well.
For me, again, the same in undergrad. That's when I first started thinking about internship as well, because it was mandatory for me to graduate as well. So I had no choice, but it was quite helpful to start early on.
Very nice. And what's the one best thing you learned from your time in your internships?
It's hectic, but you can still manage your time well. Like it's I guess organized chaos. That's what I've learned, that it will be a lot of work, but once you get into the flow of things, you can kind of sort of streamline it.
I think for me is that it's not too late to learn, because some students, and for example myself as well, we just think, we need to know every single thing about the company, about the industry that we're going into. But the employers don't think that. They're just like, you can. It's more important to show that you're interested and you're committed into learning the area more than, every single detail about it.
Very nice. Now, the interview process is pretty daunting for some students. How did you best prepare for your interviews?
I think I like to imagine that it's more of a conversation rather than an interview. That calms my nerves a bit. And then after that, I would say the main preparation that I do is to have kind of answers in my head to common questions. For example, why this firm? Why do you want to go into this area? Why specifically this company, etc., etc. I think that is one of the biggest tools that I utilize, and it was quite helpful.
Nice.
I've heard a bunch of advice from people saying pretend like their eyes are closed, or pretend like they're looking away from you, or something that's all, and it just doesn't work, because I'm more stressed about thinking of them eyes closed.
Yeah.
For me, it's the same as well, where it's like pretend like it's a conversation, because you two know the topic you're talking about. He or she might be quite expert in the whole thing, and so are you. So just pretend like you're just 2 intellectuals talking, and I think that works out.
If you could give one piece of advice about applications to new students, what would that be?
I would say don't let rejections kind of get to you and discourage you. Be resilient because it's just part of the process.
I guess, yeah. I mean, Lord knows how many rejections I've received so far, but it's just different companies have different criteria. Some might need you immediately, some might not. Some you might not pass the assessment for some because I don't know, personality or whatever. But there is somewhere for you. Just keep applying as much as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rejection is redirection, everybody. If you're enjoying hearing our students' experiences of life at York, why not follow us on Instagram or sign up for our email update to get all the latest info straight to your inbox. Check out the links in the description to get started. Now, I know thinking about the future can be a bit scary, but it's also pretty exciting. Thinking about your futures, what are your plans for after graduating? Maybe you're thinking of pursuing further study, or you have a career path in mind, or you just want to do some traveling.
I think I won't be taking a master's right now. I want to go into more practical side of the world and get into working and actually applying all the skills and all the knowledge that I've gained in the university at my time in university into the real life world. So for me, it's just to get a job.
Love it.
Yeah, for me as well. I guess I've reached the end of my education where I need to study. So I guess for me, it's like just I'm applying now for full-time jobs as well and grad programs. At the end of the day, I will start working almost immediately after I'm done with masters.
Nice. Are there any particular useful skills that you've gained during your degree that you think will make you stand out from other grads? This could be something you learned in one of your courses or through society or any part-time work that you've done, or as you've mentioned, your internships.
I guess one thing I've become is I've gone from being a sort of introverted person to a more extroverted person, or rather an ambivert, where I know exactly when I need to talk and when I don't need to talk. Especially when it comes to like the data field and everyone's quiet, just on the computer is quiet. But when it comes to meetings, you need to be quiet out loud and present it properly. So I think that's what's changed about myself. And I think that's quite important to know as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And also the York Law School's problem-based learning style has helped me to develop my collaboration skills, I would say, because we work in like small groups of 10 people and work towards like solving clients' issue. So it's basically preparing for real world life scenarios, which solicitors and lawyers do on a daily basis. So I would say the collaboration skills and also the analytical bit, because during my time at York Law School, we're encouraged to apply the law to real life scenarios rather than just memorize it and say it by heart.
Nice. So we always like to end the podcast with a quick fire round. First one to put their hands up gets to share their answer. Ellen, Mohammed, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Question 1. Why did you choose York?
Peace. It's very quiet, very peaceful. People are quite nice here as well, surprisingly.
Do you have a favorite spot that you like to like, just the most peaceful spot?
By the Minster. I do like it. It is quite nice. It's kind of cliche, but it is really
No,
nice.
it's popular for a reason.
Yeah.
Question 2. Where's the best place to eat in York?
Drifting. It has to be Drifting in York city centre, because you get to see dogs and pet dogs as well.
Oh, nice. Never been. Question 3. Where's the best study space on campus?
The postgrad room is really quiet and nice.
Where's the postgrad room?
It's on first floor right there. You can only access the key card as well. And so quiet, so peaceful. Sometimes you can hear yourself. It's that quiet, but it's nice because you just get to work there.
Nice. Last question. What's your favorite memory at York?
Might take just a bit long, but
We have time.
So due to some personal circumstances, I came to York just a bit late, for like a week late. So I missed like welcome week. And in my head, I was like, no, I just missed like the most important part of the university life. That is it. But because I was in contact with my flatmates before that, because we found each other on Instagram, they decided to throw like a pizza welcome party for me on my first day back. So I was like, oh my God, That is so cute. And it's just the people in York as well, whoever studies. That's my favourite memory, first day in York.
That is so sweet. Are you good friends with your flatmates?
Definitely, yeah. Till this day.
Oh, that's really sweet. All right. My final question to you both is, if you could send a voice note to yourself before you started at York, what would you say?
I would say, don't be scared. Pack your suitcase. Get on that plane. You will understand law and you will get friends.
That throw a pizza party for you.
I wish my friends were that nice. But what I would say is, I guess, prepare for the weather. I was quite underprepared for the weather. I didn't expect 5 degrees to feel that cold. And also just enjoy the 1 year that you are here for your masters, because I don't know when I'll be back in York for like a long amount of time. Enjoy your time here. It will sink in that you're here for a whole year away from home and everything, but it'll be nice.
Both sound pieces of advice. Well, that's all we have time for today. A huge thank you to our guests, Mohammed and Ellen, for sharing their experiences of life in York. Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. As always, we'd love to hear from you, so please do leave a comment and see you next time.